Unit 2, Compilers, Loaders and Linkers, Part 1. So first we see what is compiler. So compiler means programming problems are easier to solve. In compiler, programming problems are easier to solve in high level language. The languages are closer to the level of problem domain. For example, a small talk programming and JavaScript web pages. The solutions are usually more efficient when written in machine language, the language that reflects to the cycle by cycle working of processor. And the compilers are the bridges, that is the tools to translate the programs written in high level language to efficient executable code. So a compiler is a program that reads a program written in source language and translate it into an equivalent program in machine code. During compilation, it reports the presence of error in the source program. So program that reads a program written in one language and translate it into another language. So here is a source language given to compiler. Output is target language. Traditionally, compilers go from high level language to low level language. So compiler is program which read program into one language and translate it into equivalent target language. So here source is the input given to the compiler. Output is the target. Output means target, that is program in machine code, and error message. So the compilation activity can be broken down into two parts: analysis phase and synthesis phase. So the analysis synthesis model of compilation, there are two parts: analysis and synthesis. Analysis means breaks up the source program into constituents, and synthesis means construct the target program. So source language is given. It is a front end language specific, back end machine specific, and target language. So the compilation activity can be broken down into two parts: analysis phase and synthesis phase. Now analysis phase means analysis phase reads the source program and creates an intermediate representation of the source program. The intermediate form of representation is independent of the both, that is source language application domain and machine language execution domain. The synthesis phase means it generates the desired program in machine code from the intermediate representation. The analysis phase is dependent on the source language. The synthesis phase is dependent on the machine, for which the target code is to be generated. Next is the software tools that perform analysis. So it consists of structure editors, so it gives a hierarchical structure, suggests a keyword and structures automatically. Pretty printer, it provides an organized and structured look to the program, and different color font and identification are used. Static checkers means it tries to discover potential bugs without running. Identify logical errors, type checking, date codes identification, etc. Interpreters, it does not produce a target program, and it executes the operation implied by the program. Next is structure of compiler. So it consists of the front end and the back end. The front end checks whether the program is correctly written in terms of programming language, syntax and semantics. The back end is responsible for translating the source into assembly code. So front end consists of lexical analysis, pre-processing, syntax analysis and semantic analysis, and back end consists of analysis, optimization and code generation. So compiler work in the phases, and output of one phase become the input of next phase. The phases of compiler are lexical, semantic, code, syntax, intermediate code generation and code generation. So the phases of compiler are lexical analyzer, syntax analyzer, semantic analyzer, intermediate code generation, code optimizer and code generator. So these are the phases of compiler. So this diagram shows these compilation phases or the steps. The lexical analysis phase, it generates the token in the source program. Syntax analysis phase, it recognizes a sentence in the program using the syntax of the language. Semantic analysis phase, it infers information about the program using the semantics of language. Intermediate code generation phase, it generates the abstract code based on the semantic structure of the program and the semantic information from phase 2. Optimizing phases means it refines the generated code and using a series of optimizing transformation. And final code generation phase, it translates the abstract intermediate code into specific machine instructions. So first is lexical analysis. It converts the stream of character representing input program into a sequence of tokens. Here the tokens are the words of the programming language. So lexeme means the characters comparing a comprising a token. For instance, a sequence of character static int is recognized as two tokens representing the two words static and int. The sequence of the character is recognized as int is recognized as two tokens representing the two words static and int. The sequence of character is this symbol is recognized as the sequence of character is recognized as three tokens given by this symbol. So it removes the white spaces and it removes the comments. The lexical analysis involves scanning of the source program from left to right and separating them into tokens. A token is a sequence of characters having a collective meaning. The tokens are separated by blanks, operators, and special symbols. A lexical analysis on the statement x is equal to y plus z into 30. So we will generate the following tokens, that is x is here identified is equal to is terminal symbol, y is identified plus symbol is terminal symbol, z identified into is terminal symbol, 30 is literal, and so on. So the blanks separating the tokens are eliminated. The lexical phase discards the comments since they have no effect on processing of the program. The identifiers are stored in the symbol table. The literals are stored in the literal tables. So convert the stream of character representing input program into a sequence of tokens. Tokens are the words of the programming language. So uniform symbol table. This table is created by the lexical analysis phase to represent the source program as a stream of token rather than individual character. Each entry in the uniform symbol table consists of identification of the table of which the token is member. It could be LIT for literal table, IDN for identifier table, TRM for the terminal symbol. So the terminal symbol table is fixed table for any compiler. Literal table is generated during lexical analysis. Symbol table is generated during the lexical analysis, and uniform symbol table is generated during lexical analysis. Next is syntax analysis. It uncovers the structure of the sentence in the program from a stream of tokens. For instance, the phrase x is equal to plus y, which is recognized as the 4 tokens representing x equal to plus my. It has the structure x plus into y in bracket, that is an assignment expression that operates on x and the expression y. Build a tree called a purse tree and reflect the structure of the input sequence. So in syntax analysis, in this phase, the compiler has to ascertain that each statement in the source file has been written as per the grammar. The tokens forming a statement are grouped together. Usually, a source statement is represented using purse tree. A syntax tree is compressed representation of purse tree. So syntax for this expression is x is equal to y plus z into 30. In syntax tree, the operator appear as internal node and operand as leaf nodes. So this is the expression grammar for the syntax analysis. This diagram shows the input result is a plus b into 10. Next is semantic analysis. Semantic analysis is for semantic errors. The type checking is an important aspect of semantic analysis. Each operator should have a suitable operand. Some example of semantic errors are given here. 5 into A, B, C. So the multiplication of an integer and the string is not permitted here. Multiplication of two pointer P1 and P2 is not allowed. Many languages do not allow a real number as the index of an array. In some cases, two operands can be made compatible through typecasting. Many languages do not allow mixing of integer and real number in an expression. That is, 5 into 6.5 is not allowed by many languages. The C language permits the mixing of real number and integer in an expression. C language does type casting and upgrade the type of integer to real. So, in semantic analysis concerned with the semantic of the program, it performs a type checking, operator, operand compatibility, Next is intermediate code generation. Before the generation of machine code, the compiler creates an intermediate form of the source program. An intermediate code has the following requirement properties. An intermediate code has the properties such as it should be easy to produce from the syntax tree, it should be easy to translate into machine code. Intermediate code separate a machine independent phases of compiler from machine dependent phases. Intermediate code separate machine independent phases of compiler from the machine dependent phases. This representation can have a variety of form. So this form include 3 address code, quadruple, triple, postfix notation and syntax tree. So in intermediate code generation, It translates each hierarchical structure decorated as a tree into intermediate code. A program translated for an abstract machine. The properties of the intermediate code: it should be easy to generate and easy to translate. Intermediate code hides many machine level details but has instruction level mapping to many assembly language. Main motivation is portability, and one commonly used form is 3 address code. So 3 address code consists of a sequence of instruction. Each instruction has the maximum of 3 operand. These instructions are similar to assembly instructions. For example, z is equal to x plus y into a. So y into a, it must be evaluated first, and the result can be stored into a temporary So y into a must be evaluated first, and result can be stored in temporary variable, the temp1. So it must be added to x, and the result can be stored in temp2, and temp2 should be assigned to z. So 3 address code correspond to z equal to x plus y into a. So temp1 is y into a, temp2 is x into x plus temp1, and z is temp2. So in this way 3 address code works. Next is code optimization. So here apply a series of transformation to improve the time and space efficiency of the generated code. P-hole optimization, it generates a new instruction by expanding on a small number of consecutive instructions. Global optimization, it record, remove or add instruction to change the structure of guaranteed code. It consumes a significant fraction of compilation time. The simple optimization technique can be very valuable. So here in code optimization, the compiler tries to improve the intermediate code so that the smaller and faster running machine code can be achieved. Next is code generation. It is easy to translate an intermediate instruction into a sequence of machine, that is assembly language. The translation of this intermediate code. So in code generation, The map instruction in the intermediate code to a specific machine instruction. Memory management, register allocation, memory management, register allocation, instruction selection, instruction scheduling. So it generates a sufficient information to enable a symbolic debugging. Next is the advantages in compiling. So here program is free from lexical errors. The program is free from syntax error, and third is program is free from semantic error. Even a complex program could be compiled in a small interval of time. Then in program related to database accessing, many risks are reduced. Next is the interpreter. So the interpreter is a program that executes the instruction written in high level language, and interpreter it convert a source program and execute it at the same time. So here the diagram is given. When the source code and input data given to the interpreter, output is output data. So it translates the program line by line. Here each time the program is executed, every line is checked for the syntax error and then converted to equivalent machine code directly. It requires less memory. Here the source program and the interpreter are required for the execution. Here it is good for fast debugging and testing. Here the execution time is more and no security of source code. Memory allocation. Here the memory is required for loading and running a program. The runtime storage might be subdivided as a given below, that is the generated target code, data item, stack to handle function call. The size of the generated target code is fixed at a compile time. The code of the program can be placed in statistically determined area, possibly at the low end of the memory. The sizes of some data item are known at a compile time. They can be placed in a statistically determined memory area. So the address of statistically allocated data item can be compiled into a target code. In static allocation of memory, the size of generated target code and the size of data item are known at compile time, and they can be placed in statistically determined memory area. In static memory allocation, the memory is allocated to the variables before the execution of program begins. In static memory allocation is performed during the compilation. So no memory allocation or deallocation is performed during program execution. So there are two advantages of static memory allocation. It is simple to implement. The binding is performed during the compilation. The execution is faster as there is no binding during the runtime and address of variable is directly encoded in machine instruction. Thank you.